Jackie, how do you do it all? This is a question that I get all the time from moms, from other photographers, from people starting their own photography business, or even just in business in general. And I have to say, I have some tips and tricks for today, but I'm not doing it alone. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Photography Business Mastery for Moms podcast. This podcast is designed specifically for moms who are passionate about photography and entrepreneurship. If you're a mom with a photography business, striving to achieve balance between growing your business and spending quality time with your family, you're in the right place. In each episode, we delve into the strategies, tips, and insights tailored to help you thrive in both your professional and personal life. From marketing techniques to time management hacks, we provide tangible information to help you scale your photography business while prioritizing your family. Join us as we explore how to navigate the unique challenges and joys of being a mompreneur in the photography industry. Let's empower each other to achieve success and fulfillment in both our businesses and families. So a big question I get all the time is, how do you do it all? And I could not do all of this without a wonderful team behind me. That includes my family. My family is my team as well. I have a wonderful husband who helps me, taking care of the kids at night if I have a Zoom or a podcast, or if I just need to get some computer work done on the weekends. That's not a typical work day. I have a nanny who helps. So we're going to go through everything that, especially my schedule. I just did a podcast with Dan Moyer of the Focus Photographers podcast. So go over and follow his podcast. It's super good. And I talked a lot about how scheduling is super important to me, how having priority time with my kids, but also having boundaries with kids and clients. So we're going to go through all of that. So first things first, scheduling is super important. I schedule specific work days and work evenings and some weekends. It all depends on the season that we are in. So right now, this recording is being done at the end of April, and it is busy season. We are getting into lots of newborns. We're getting into nicer weather, so a lot of clients are booking family sessions. So having a set schedule is firstly the most important thing. So let's talk about my everyday schedule. Let's talk about weekly schedule, actually. So weekdays, Monday is a home day. And I call that a home day because that is when I go food shopping, Costco, Wegmans, or ShopRite, depending on where I'm going. If I need to do Target run, things like that are on Mondays. You will rarely find me at a grocery store or Costco on a weekend unless it's like we are at a coffee creamer. Like I would rather go super late at night at 8, 9 o'clock at night to get coffee creamer than go on a weekend. Has it happened? Of course, but my goal is not to go. I think I only went to Costco a few weeks ago because they had one of those big pulley wagons on sale, and I really needed it for work as well. So I was I was going to get it for work. So Mondays are my home days. Mondays are also laundry days, folding laundry. I mean, we now have 3 boys, a husband, myself, dogs. Like there's so much laundry. It's ridiculous. I'm doing at least 1 load a day, washing and putting it into the dryer. So it is constant. Mondays and Wednesday evenings are sports nights. So I don't do any Zooms. I don't do any consultations. Nothing in the evening is done. Tuesday and Thursday evenings is when I do podcasts, Zooms, ordering appointments, consultations, anything like that at 7:30. So typically my big boys will be either settling down for bed or the baby will be just getting down to bed at that time. 7:30 is a great time that I probably nursed around 6:37. He's down for bed. And then I can get a good hour or 2 for a Zoom or culling out a session, scheduling posts, things like that. Tuesday and Wednesday are my work days. So that is when I'm in studio. That is when I have the nanny over to take care of the baby. She is here from 8 to 2:30. And also, I should add into that, my kids don't take a bus. The school that they go to does not have bus services. So we leave at 7:45, 8 o'clock, depending how good we're getting out of the house, and drop them off. And then my workday starts after that, or me and the baby are going shopping, things like that. So she's done at 2:30, and then I go pick up the boys at 3. So that is my workday Tuesday and Wednesday. Sessions, typically 10 a.m. for newborn sessions. I only do newborn sessions on a weekday because I include hair and makeup with those sessions. It's one less thing that mom has to worry about. I have a great relationship with my main hair and makeup artist, but she also has other people that work for her as well. And it gets them work during the week too, because weddings are weekends and other photo shoots are on weekends too. So they're busy on weekends. So if I can take them on a weekday, super happy for everybody. Thursday and Fridays are also home days for me. That is, so now my boys, especially with spring and sports, they are constantly hungry. I mean, they are 6 and 8 right now. They're always hungry, but it's extra like 2 dinners at night now because they'll have an earlier, smaller dinner and then a bigger dinner after sports. So it's just, there's constant needing more food in this house. So Thursdays are the days I will go through my refrigerator, see what I need, which just reminded me I forgot to take out dinner for tonight. So after I record this, I have to go in and take out the ground beef for tacos tonight. Tacos is a big one for us here in the house. And then Thursdays and Fridays, let's say, are more like cleaning the house, doing laundry. Laundry, like I said, is constant in my house. So typically Thursday is a big folding day for me. And then Friday, some weekends, if I need to like do something for like the boys' sports or something, I will make sure that we run a load as well. And then I'm also on Thursdays and Fridays, I'm trying to spend as much quality time with the baby. We are always on the go. So it's really tough to just sit down and just let him crawl all over me and just snuggle and have fun with each other and be just mom to him. So Thursdays and Fridays, I definitely carve out some baby time as well. Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays right now in this season of life, Saturdays is all sports. All sports. There's so much to do. The schedule's kind of all over the place too. So my middle one always has a soccer game at 9 a.m. And then baseball, you could do 10:30. They're 4 o'clock. They also do gymnastics at 12:30. We kept them in gymnastics because it's really good for their strength. And my middle one had done gymnastics since he was 3. So he is absolutely in love with it. But it's really good for their strength and their core and really being able to have balance. And it helps with all the other sports as well. So we're not upset about still doing gymnastics on the weekends. Sundays, church in the morning. We're guilty. We don't go every Sunday. We try, but some nights with the baby not sleeping, it is nice to just be able to sleep in a little bit. But most of the time we are getting to church and then spending quality time on a Sunday. Home, doing stuff. The big goal this year for me is painting the house. So I really am trying to sand a bunch of spots that need the painting done. And then sometimes I will do sessions. So like this upcoming Sunday, we have a cake smash at 2 o'clock. Totally fine. So what's really nice about my business is it is home for me. So we built the studio in my backyard so I could spend more time at home. So I don't have to go an hour early, set everything up. Really, if I have a night before or 2 nights before and I'm setting up a cake smash, I could do that after the baby goes to bed. And if I have nothing on my schedule for a Zoom or a consultation, I will set that up. It's very convenient. I know it's a luxury for myself. I know it's a privilege. So I understand that's not great for everybody, but this is why 10 years into the business, this was planned out for. Goals. Let's talk about goals. If you have a property or if you plan to move into a home that you would love to build a studio in, set goals for yourself. I had a goal of building my studio within 6 years of having my business, and took a little bit longer. Don't get me wrong. I think it was 7.5 years, but we hit that goal. And saved for that goal. We saved tons of money for that too. So make sure that you're setting your goals so that you can grow your business with your family. Okay, so that is a weekly schedule for me. During busy season, I will say weekends are definitely much more busier, but weekdays, I'm only working technically 8 a.m. to 2:30. That is when the nanny is there on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to be able to take care of the baby. I am, of course, guilty of answering a phone call or an email or a text message throughout the day on a non-work day. But if it is a full kids day on a Saturday or Sunday, I will check in the morning and I will check at night and make sure that I'm very diligent of just setting those boundaries of between business and family time. So let's talk about scheduling for the business. So scheduling typically goes Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 a.m. newborn session. Typically I'm done by 1, and then 1:30 I do have the availability for a Zoom as well. That can be a podcast Zoom, that can be a client Zoom. So that's pretty much open for clients to schedule on their own through our scheduling platform. If I don't have anything at 1:30, I will look at a to-do list that I have. So I was listening to another podcast, and some people have like Tuesdays at 1:30, they're scheduling out the whole week of posts, and that is wonderful. But that's not always going to work for me because my schedule is always changing with a Zoom or with a client. So I have a to-do list in my phone of simple tasks that can be done throughout the day whenever I have 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do. So emailing birth announcement email to a client, sending over a proofing for that, or sending over a proofing for an album design, things like that, that I have a whole list of which clients need what, so I can easily get that done whenever I have a few moments. Now, this moves into outsourcing for your business. So I am in a season of life where I am too busy at home to do the tedious stuff, such as blogging, SEO, posting, editing. I hate editing, but it has to be done, obviously. So these are just a few things that I outsource to amazing staff members who do it, honestly, so much better than I do. They're amazing. So you might think to yourself, oh, I can't outsource. You absolutely can outsource. First things first, have a little bit of savings so that you can train this person to do whatever task you want it to be. So let's talk VA. I have a VA. She lives local here in New Jersey, but she is originally from Texas. So do I expect her to be here forever? No, I don't. So what's really nice about being a virtual assistant is she can do it virtually anywhere. So she does all of our inquiry phone calls. So when a client inquires for a website, it goes into Honeybook. That is my client management system. She has a login for that. She will email them within an hour. The goal is an hour. So she gets a notification, emails them a quick little email, tells about our services, and that she is going to call at either the time that the client specified that they wanted a call, or she will text them. So we have T-Mobile. So there's an app called Digits where you can have a business line through the app, but she still uses her phone. So she will text through the business line, because I also don't want her getting phone calls from clients in the middle of the night or text messages. She could see like where it's coming from, if it's coming through the app or if it's coming through her phone. And she will text them. We're not available for a phone call at 2 p.m. Our next availability is 4:30 p.m. Let me know if that works for you. We always get an answer back. Text messaging used to be super unprofessional, but I love it now. We have 100% ROI on text messages. So I highly recommend that you either start a business line or technically the regular phone number for Stinsman Photography is my phone number. And I'm totally fine answering a text message or phone call when it is an appropriate time. Remember those boundaries. So I highly recommend that you have your VA start with inquiry calls. Another thing that I like about having the VA is there are goals that she has to hit each month. So when she does phone calls, She gets paid a regular hourly rate. She clocks in before she starts. She clocks in when she clocks out when she's done. And then if she hits a 40% booking rate for those clients that inquired, we have a spreadsheet of everything, she gets bonus. So it makes it more of an incentive of not just to do a phone call to do a phone call, but to get those bookings in. The other thing that she does is she does blogging. So SEO is not dead. I promise you, SEO is number one. So what she actually does is she has client blogs that I will send like a voice memo or a text message of kind of how the session went, what we loved, talking about the client, how much fun we had, and she will write a blog and alt text and SEO the crap out of those photos so that we can show up on Google. We still get 99% of our client inquiries through Google. So blogging and SEO is not dead. Go and do it now. We blog at least twice a week. We're not perfect. A few weeks ago, I forgot to send new blogs, so we were a little behind. But you'll always notice when you don't get inquiries in, you're like, okay, what did I forget to do? Oh, we didn't blog for a week and a half. Bingo, that's exactly why. So I love that she does the blogs for me. It keeps the website updated and it keeps Google seeing that we are relevant and putting out new content all the time. My next outsourcing suggestion would be an editor. I know it's really hard to give up that control, but if you think about it, your clients are booking you for beautiful photos, don't get me wrong, but they're purchasing you for your experience, your talents, and they should know, like, and trust you from your social media already before they see their photos. Every single client that comes out of the studio sees 99% straight out of camera photos. And the reason why I say 99% is because sometimes we'll do a same day ordering appointment where it's literally straight out of camera. And some days we'll do a Zoom ordering appointment, depending if it's like a really long newborn session or the session ran late and I don't have time to do the same day ordering. But a lot of clients that come into the studio, we will do a same day ordering. Intimidating. I know it's intimidating. But when your clients know, like, and trust you and they see your work, if they have questions, you can show them galleries of how it will be edited. I've had that question before. They see like the backlit images where it's all white in the background, but technically it's all painted out in the background. So I show them before and after, and they're like, oh, that makes sense. So they know, like, and trust me that these photos will come out beautiful. And here's my thing. I am 100% satisfaction guaranteed. It is on my pricing. It is on my website because the clients want to have a guarantee that if they don't like something, that you're able to fix that for them. I never want a client to leave here either not liking a certain type of black and white photo because it's too black and white or too contrasty, if that makes sense. And then go to a friend and be like, yeah, I loved everything. Everything was great. But then I really didn't like those black and white photos. Because there are some photographers that say, basically, don't come back and ask for edits. The way that it is edited is how it's going to be edited. There are no changes. I went to a photographer like that and it put a huge sour taste in my mouth and I never went back again. And I was actually pissed because the way that she edited my photos were really red and like my arms were red. And I know for a fact my arms were not red the day of the session, but in her gallery, it says, do not ask for re-edits. How rude is that? That is so rude. So customer service is big with our business as well. It's not just about the photos. If we're going to have a great experience for our clients, we need to be able to provide great services and great photos. I'm getting on a tangent here because I love this so much. But back to outsourcing, which is saving me so much time in my business to be able to service more clients and also be back with my family. Now, this is also building up my business and the trajectory of where my business is going so that when all my kids are either in school or have a better set schedule, I can do more clients. That's not going to be worried about when my next client is coming in. It's still building the business, and maybe it's not as much profit coming home to me, but I'm okay with it because I'm not working as much in my business and I'm outsourcing a ton. So I did look at the hours that my VA and my editor and my in-studio assistant had worked in a week at one point. And it was all together about 35 hours. Thinking to myself, okay, so those 35 hours were done by other people where I was in studio for maybe 10 hours between newborns and cake smashes and all of the stuff and cleaning. And if I did 10 hours of work that week, how was I going to find 35 more hours to edit, to post, to blog, to clean, to set up? Like there's not enough time in the day. So if you think about it, if you're outsourcing and you're giving those tasks to other people, that gives you more time to be with your family, to market to new clients, to spend more time with your clients in studio. So you're not rushing because you have something else to do. You have a million sessions to edit. So outsourcing the things that technically are not making you the money in the back end, such as editing, is going to save you so much time in the long run. I promise. I promise it is worth it. Same thing with my editor. I have a incentive program. So she has a certain amount of hours that she has to hit for a certain type of session. So I think for a newborn session, edited within 6 hours. Easily done. This also prevents your staff member from, I don't want to say the word lazy, but being slower on tasks that you know for a fact does not take 10 hours. Is it going to take 10 hours to write a blog? Absolutely not. So that is why you have those incentives. I think we have blogs at 3 hours, just in case there's a ton of photos. Should it take 3 hours? Absolutely not. I think she ranges an hour to an hour and 45 minutes, depending on the type of session as well. So I highly recommend not only just hiring for an hourly rate that is comparable to being a sustainable wage, I also suggest the incentives. Another thing that my editor does do for me is she will post one photo a day for whatever session she has on hand to make sure that her Instagram is still up to date. So Instagram is to be social. That's the biggest thing. So I take pride in doing the social aspect, doing stories, doing funny memes, doing funny TikToks. I mean, if you saw my TikTok recently, it didn't go viral, but I had so many comments and so many likes and shares that it was like, it was engaging. That's the word I was looking for. It was very engaging. So I like to entertain my potential clients, my followers, and my clients on social media. Social media is meant to be social. If you're not being social and you're just using Instagram as your portfolio, it's gone. Nobody is going to see your Instagram. Don't worry about hashtags because nobody's seeing it. You have to entertain and you have to be social on social media. So yes, we're still showing our portfolio, but every day, if not every other day, if we don't have time, I'm doing stories. I'm sharing to stories. I like to actually share memes and posts from other motherhood things that like relatable to my clients. So we're still showing our recent work and we're still posting the blogs as well, because when we post the blog to Instagram and they click on the blog and go to our website, that is also showing Google that it is relevant content coming from a social media that people are wanting to see. So it's a whole array of things that happen in the background of my business that I do not take part of. It is done by them. They are amazing at their job. And I'm outsourcing things that I don't like to do. I want to be with my clients. I want to be with potential clients. I want to talk to potential clients. I want to be on social media, being social so that they know, like, and trust me. I feel like every single podcast I talk about the know, like, and trust factor. It is so important. And I know that some people may feel it's not professional to do these funny memes and stuff like that, but you have to be relatable as well. If you want to bring in fun, happy chill clients, you gotta be fun, happy, and chill on social media too. So this podcast is a little longer than I thought it was going to be, but I think we talked about a lot of things today. We went through my entire schedule. We talked about how I schedule things out. We talked about how in this season of life, I am outsourcing so much more than I'm actually doing. And it's okay. This is how we run a business. This is how we grow our business. This season right now is me being more home, shooting with clients, being with clients, and the back end stuff is done by somebody else. And I love my staff members. You have to like and trust them as well. You have to vibe with them. So finding the right person will take time. Give yourself grace, but you will find it. It will give you more time and you'll love your business even more. It's not going to feel like a job as much as it did when you first started. So outsourcing, outsourcing, outsourcing. You can do it. This episode is sponsored by Flowdesk. Flowdesk is the most modern, beautifully branded newsletter system for photographers. Use our affiliate link below for a free trial and 50% off your first year.